Ah, well, well, well. Look at you, standing there, silent, untouchable, a force they never saw coming, and them, oh, them, stumbling, stuttering, drowning in the aftermath of their own arrogance. You did it, didn't you? You silenced the noise, shattered their illusions, and left them gasping for air in the wreckage of their own words. They thought they had you figured, thought you were weak, thought you were nothing but an easy target. Oh, they ran their mouths like champions of mockery, laughing, whispering, shouting, spewing their petty little insults, convinced you'd never fight back, but then you did. And now, they don't know what to do. Their little game is over, their favorite pastime vanished, their fragile throne of superiority crushed beneath the weight of your victory. See, bullies are cowards in disguise. They don't actually want a fight. No, they want a victim. Someone to tear down, someone to feed their fragile egos. They thrive on making others feel small, while they pretend to be giants. But you rewrote the rules. You flipped the script. You didn't just win. You erased their ability to win ever again. You didn't argue. You didn't stoop to their level. You dismantled them without even breaking a sweat. Maybe it was with a single sentence. Maybe it was through undeniable proof that their words held no weight. Maybe it was by thriving, by becoming something they could never be, and now they are lost. Because without someone to ridicule, they are nothing, a pack of hyenas with no prey, a choir with no audience. Empty, worthless, powerless. See, when someone builds their identity around tearing others down, they forget how to stand on their own. They don't know how to be anything without their insults, their mockery, their desperate little games. But you were never one of them. Never small. They only hoped you were, because the truth of who you really are, that terrifies them. And now, that truth is staring them dead in the face. You didn't just win the argument. You didn't just win the fight. No, you won the war. You burned the battlefield to ash. There is no game left to play, no power left for them to cling to, and you stand above it all, untouchable. So tell me, how does it feel? How does it feel to know you don't have to justify yourself ever again? To know you don't have to prove your worth to people who were never worthy of your time? To know that every insult, every jab, every word they hurled at you was nothing more than their own fear disguised as confidence? Oh, they'll try to recover. They'll whisper. They'll sulk. They'll pretend like they never cared. But you and I, we know better. We know they are haunted by the silence you left behind. And that silence is louder than every insult they ever threw your way. So stand tall, breathe it in, because you didn't just shut them up, you exposed them. You showed them who you really are. And that is a power they will never have. Ah, but let's not stop there, shall we? Because there's something even greater than watching them stumble in their own humiliation. Something sweeter than watching their kingdom of insults crumble into dust. And that's the realization that's creeping up behind them right now. The one they can't escape. See, at first they'll pretend. Oh, they'll fake it with everything they've got. They'll laugh it off, shrug, act like it didn't faze them. But when the crowds are gone, when the mirrors reflect nothing but their own empty selves, that's when the real horror sets in. Because for the first time, they have to ask themselves a question they've been running from their whole miserable lives, without tearing someone else down. Who am I? And oh, they won't like the answer. Because when the laughter fades, when the distractions disappear, they are left with only themselves. And let me tell you, they hate what they see. They needed you, not as a rival, not as an equal, as a crutch. You were the thing that made them feel powerful, the shield they used to hide their own insecurities. But now they have nothing to hide behind. They have to face the truth. They were never strong to begin with, and you are thriving, while they are crumbling. While they struggle to piece themselves back together, you rise, you evolve, because you never needed them. They needed you. And that truth is eating them alive. Do you see it now? The real victory? It wasn't just silencing them. It wasn't just proving them wrong. It was exposing them, stripping away the illusion, forcing them to confront their own insignificance. They wanted you broken. They wanted you insecure. They wanted you stuck in a cycle where they held all the power. But instead, you made them irrelevant. And irrelevance, that, my friend, is the most brutal punishment of all. But let's dig even deeper, because there's something they never understood. They thought this was all a joke, a game of words, a battle of egos. They thought they could mock, poke, and prod without consequence. But they failed to see the truth. This was never a game to you. No, this was war. And in war, there are no harmless little comments, no playful jabs, no "I was just joking" excuses. There are victors, and there are casualties, and oh, they're finally realizing which side they're on. Because words, they're a funny thing, aren't they? Weak people think they can throw them around without consequence. They think they can speak recklessly and walk away unscathed. But what happens when those same words turn against them? When the insults they once wielded like weapons become chains around their own throats? Oh, that's what's happening now, isn't it? They spent so long crafting a narrative where you would be the one left defeated, humiliated, crushed under the weight of their words. But you rewrote the ending. You took every insult, every laugh, every jab, and turned it into fuel. You let it sharpen you, harden you, forge you into something they were never prepared to face. And now they're living in the ruins of the story they tried to write. Because here's the cold, brutal truth, one they will never admit, but deep down, they know it's real. They weren't mocking you because they thought you were weak. No, they were mocking you because they were afraid. Afraid of what you could become. Afraid of what you would achieve if you ever stopped listening to them. Afraid of the day when their words would no longer be enough to keep you small. And that day, it's here. They can feel it. That tightness in their chest, that panic in their silence, that sinking realization that they lost. That no matter how hard they try to spin it, no matter how much they lie to themselves, they will never undo what just happened. They threw everything they had at you, and yet you are still standing, unshaken, unstoppable, unbreakable. And them? They have nothing. No control, no power, no purpose. Because without you to tear down, they don't know how to exist. And that is a defeat they will never recover from. But let's twist the knife one last time. Because this moment right here, this is where their suffering truly begins. At first they'll think they can move on, find a new target, start again. But it's too late. Because what you did, it changed them. You shattered something inside them. Something they never knew was fragile. They believed they were untouchable. That they could say whatever they wanted, do whatever they pleased, and walk away unscathed. But now they don't even trust themselves anymore. Because every time they open their mouths, doubt creeps in. What if it happens again? What if they run their mouths and meet another version of you? What if this time they're left even smaller than before? Oh, that fear is going to eat them alive. And that, my friend, is the real defeat. Not just that they lost, but that they know, deep down, There is no coming back from this. Ah, but you know what's truly poetic about all of this? The fact that they will never escape it, no matter how much they pretend, no matter how hard they try to brush it off. The damage is done. You didn't just expose them. You infected their mind with a truth they can never unsee, a truth that haunts them. Because now, every time they open their mouth to mock someone else, a whisper will creep in. What if they fight back too? What if the next person they try to tear down doesn't just stand up? What if they rise higher? What if they end up right back where they are now, powerless, exposed, drowning in their own humiliation? That's the thing about losing like this. It doesn't just end the battle. It poisons the mind. It lingers. It festers. It spreads like a disease. And no matter how much they lie to themselves, no matter how much they try to move on, they will always feel it gnawing at the edges of their confidence. They won't laugh as loud anymore, won't insult as recklessly, won't mock as easily, because in the back of their mind, they'll hear the echo of their own downfall. The silence you left them with, it will become the loudest thing in their world. But here's the most brutal part of all. They know you don't even care anymore. They could scream your name to the heavens, throw every insult they have left, beg the universe to let them get under your skin just one more time. But it won't work. You're gone. Their words hold no weight. Their presence holds no power. You have transcended them, and nothing tortures a weak soul more than realizing the person they once tried to destroy doesn't even think about them anymore. Oh, they will try to pretend like they never needed your attention, like they were never invested in your downfall. But deep down, they know the truth. You were their purpose. You were their identity. And now that you're gone, they are nothing. Because a bully without a victim, a coward without someone to prey on, a small person without someone to stand over, that is a soul with no direction, no power, no reason to exist. And that's the part that will eat them alive. You didn't just silence them. You didn't just expose them. You erased them. And now, for the first time in their miserable existence, they have to face the one thing they've been running from their entire life. Themselves. And you're too far ahead for them to ever catch up.